Hey everybody, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula One 2019. Continuing our career as we move through season number 2 with Ferrari. Today we head to Germany for the Hockenheimring, and the weekend preview shows us as we approach here, second in points, just behind Sebastian Vettel, just behind the driver we replaced, Charles Leclerc. The weather this weekend appears to be showing us we are in the rainy stretch of the season. A dry-ish qualifying, or at least just a cloudy qualifying, but a race that will start in the dry and transition into heavy rain is the forecast as of now. That is a little bit of a nightmare and seems to be all too common in Germany. I honestly can't remember a dry German race, which is a bit strange. Development-wise for our team, I've been kind of plateauing Ferrari here a little bit because we had really expensive things to do with the car moving forward. So I did a really big drag reduction program. You see that in the chart there. And then there's another downforce upgrade in the pipeline. But both of those things take a lot of time. Today, I just purchased a chassis tire wear upgrade that's another 2 weeker, so not a lot of updates for us at Ferrari. Been kind of holding steady. However, we're still pretty far ahead of everyone else. The interesting thing is Team Williams has moved into the number 2 spot ahead of Alpha and ahead of Mercedes, and they are just ahead of McLaren. Still a very tight mid-pack, but that mid-pack is starting to stretch it out versus the back of the field, so we don't have this super concentrated field anymore. But if you do look at the grand scheme of things, it's pretty much just a line. There's a little bit of a bobble in the middle there, but other than that, from Ferrari at the top down to Renault at the bottom, pretty much just a straight line across there, not big gaps. Things have kind of evened out quite a bit through our career here, which is interesting. It's just that a lot of teams have flipped around. Who would have thought Williams would be number 2 halfway through the second season? That's pretty wild. And with that, I will head off to practice and get ready for qualifying in Germany. All right, everybody, we are out on track for Q3. Jumping all the way to Q3 today because we are racing today. Yeah, I realize that's kind of the whole point of the series. It's a racing series, but that was a moment. But I am actually racing a squall line of severe thunderstorms that is supposed to hit my area, so I'm trying to get this recording done in time before any possible power outages. But so far, Hockenheim still proving to be a difficult track, not one that I always shine at. I think our car really shines here, but the driver does not shine here. The fact that I've got this Williams just all over me right now is honestly not helping in the least. Last thing I need is more pressure. I really need the back tires to start working for me here. I think this is just going to be a test lap, basically. And we'll have to go out for another run and try to improve. What we really need is a 10. Not like a 10 out of 10, but a 1 minute 10. And this is not that. This was probably barely a 12. Well, it was in the 11s, but super ugly. I gotta do better than that. Alright, going out again. Got the tires cooled down. Track will be nice and empty. Let's try to improve here. Try to get a little bit out of turn 1 there, and we did.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
When do you ever need to tell me that in qualifying, Jeff? Ever. Unfortunately, we lost a little bit through there, but not much. I'm gonna keep it in overtake mode the whole time, because I think we have enough power per lap to do so. Lost quite a bit there as it didn't want to hook out of the hairpin. So far, not seeing much improvement here. I think this is where we have room for improvement. Oh yeah. pushing it to the limit. Sector 3 is where I've been losing the most time. Drifting my way through Sector 3 this time around. It was a pickup, but it wasn't enough of a pickup. Just behind Vettel, who has been running 11.1s all day long. We might be starting somewhere deep in the field, or at least 8th, 9th, somewhere around there. It was not a great performance out of me today.
There's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and red completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hülkenberg, Bottas, Sergio Perez, and Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, and Pierre Gasly, Raikkonen, Butler, Romain Grosjean, and Albon, Magnussen, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Daniel Ricciardo. Norris and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid.
We managed to qualify better than we expected yesterday, so let's do the same again today.
All right, actually a pretty successful qualifying after what I thought was a not really good lap. Apparently Vettel just has the field dominated today. Like there's no doubt in my mind that Vettel has the strongest car and the times that I cannot touch here this weekend. But you never know what can happen in the race. An interesting strategy here as we're going to go soft, medium, medium. But none of that really matters since it's probably going to rain at the end of the race. So it's going to be a matter of who gets the best tire strategy, who calls, you know, just the stacking on pit road right. There's a lot that goes into these rain races. And I do genuinely enjoy experiencing them. I just wish it was a little bit more fair. But let's give it our best shot today, starting from P2. I feel like this launch is going to be difficult on the inside. It was, but I did get clear to the outside. That was critical. Now I got to try and keep up with Vettel as good as I can. He's had me by tenths per lap this whole race weekend, so I don't expect to be a contender versus him. But with the, you know, draft and with strategy, you never know what might happen. Hülkenberg staying right up there in third. That Williams proving to be pretty quick. I don't know what upgrade they did, but it was major. And it seems to really be working well here. Ooh, lost the back end of the car there. I'm going to lose Vettel a little bit in that. I really want his toe to help pull me away from the rest of the field. I'd love to know what he's doing down here in Sector 3, because he's just so much better than me down here. And honestly, I feel like I just found so much following him there. Whoa, easy cone. That is so easy to do, is cut the whole curve down there in turn 1. They will penalize you for it. Well, I penalized myself for it by missing the next turn. As interesting as this track is, I think my main descriptor for it would be awkward. This is one of the most awkward tracks to race now. It just does not flow very naturally. It feels like you really have to take a lot of lines that feel wrong around it to find speed, which is interesting, of course. You know, that makes it different than a cookie cutter track, but it makes it infuriating for me. Yeah, the way he arcs this whole last turn makes a lot of sense. I wish I had been doing that earlier.
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
I thought I would have it here, but I suppose not. Maybe that detection zone is earlier. Now we have it. We have a huge gap back to Hulkenberg. Was a bit deep there on DRS, not realizing how much speed I'd gained.
The engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
Not worried about that in the least. Yeah, this is great for the two of us to have this gap on the field. If we can continue that, then the rain might not screw us too much. Of course, I want the position on Vettel. He's our championship rival this season, it seems. Leclerc seems to have lost some speed.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Pit window already. Happens fast. Braking a little too deep with this toe. Actually going to save a little fuel here, because I wish I had put some in for the rain. I always use more fuel in the rain somehow. Go slower, but use more fuel. I guess you're just driving less efficiently. Boy, it's just all too tempting to dive into these turns. So I think we're gonna pit a lap after him. So I'm hoping to have energy and fuel to use for a lap to try and not get undercut massively. These tires still feel really good, so I don't think it's gonna be too big a problem. It's such a short pit.
Quick word on the tyres. They look okay for now, but we can see the wear. If you can't feel it already, then you'll certainly start too soon. Just be careful.
Sometimes I think he just listens to me and says the things I say back to me to try and make himself feel smart. I'm on to you, Jeff. I'm on to you. Lost the back end into there a little bit. We're still all over him here. Not losing too much. Let's see if he does pit here. It's possible he has less tire wear than us and he'll go longer. Oh, he is. So we are short pitting. Okay. So it's up to us to undercut. That's weird.
Box, box. We're coming in this lap.
That's weird that they would give me that strategy as the number 2 driver. That ought to make Vettel happy. We all know how much he loves that in real life. He's gonna love this too.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
Next few minutes? Uh-oh. That's way earlier than they predicted, right? I'm gonna hope they're wrong. But if that's right, then we might be in trouble. It might be
Box, box, box.
that this race falls into the hands of those that started on mediums. We'll have one less pit stop. difficult pit road to get to. Bit worried about traffic here. I do see some other cars peeling in. Good stop.
Release.
Good stop. I will release. Quite a bit of traffic. They're pretty spread out. It's not horrifically globbed together. We have better tires than these guys, and a clearly better car. The rewind. I do start to see some drops now. This could get ugly. This is much earlier than they predicted. Track's certainly not wet yet. You couldn't go to inners at this point. So hopefully Seb's gonna pit this lap. I considered extending my run on softs there, but that's a dangerous game to play. I don't really know what this DRS zone is for. You can't pass into here. I guess it helps you catch. It really just ruined me there. Should be easy. Oh, Seb has not pit yet. I bet you he's going to try to make it to inners. Now, how would he know that? He wouldn't. He wouldn't know to do that. That's just, I don't know, the one-sidedness of the all-knowing AI versus the non-knowing player. If he doesn't pit this lap, I'm gonna be pissed. This softs would be ruined. There he goes, okay. Not pissed.
Sebastian is in the pits.
Not pissed. Now, if he comes out on inners, then I'll be pissed. He is not. He came out on more softs. Now, that's a good strategy there. I wish I had done that. I don't think I had any. I don't think I had any new ones anyway. Now, because we had such a big lead on the field, we're actually not that far from the front of the field. Hey, Seb. Bye, Seb. Track's starting to get a little moist. You can see how not affected he is by it. Where the significant unfair advantage starts to come into play. Of course, he is on a faster tire as well. Call this in yet.
We're no longer sure that these tyres are the right ones. It might be time to come in and change.
Hey? Got a lot to do here. Box this lap.
Pitting this lap then, and come into the pits at the end of this lap.
It's crazy they didn't offer me a strategy to do this. I think it's still close. I don't think we're quite to energy yet, but I'm just hoping to get in before the chaos. Yeah, I feel like we probably could go one more.
Okay,
Oh,
the stewards
we're
have
gonna
now
get
disabled
stacked.
DRS. DRS is now disabled. Sebastian is in the pits.
Yeah. That sucks for us. Come on, guys. Nothing I could have done different there. We would have
Exit
wrecked
now.
that lap.
You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Complete. Go now.
We just got screwed. Majorly screwed.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Gotta try and make the most of it. Just like last week. Good draft here. Pretty heavily blocked. He was not giving that up. I wasn't either. Oh boy. Stay off of that. Let's see how awful this turn is in the wet. Yeah, that's a fourth gear turn now. So we think that the weather is going to change one more time. All I can do is hope that the next time around it falls in our favor instead of his favor. As unlikely as that is, it's all we can hope. I can't believe these cars that went out an extra lap managed to keep so much time. Track must be really fringe. I thought it was worse than this. Of course, it is worse for me than it is for them. Gotta keep that in mind. I feel like I never get to experience a real race here. It's always this. And it's always this. It's always the sliding around and dealing with AI that aren't sliding around at all. But it is what it is. That's frustrating. Gosh, I feel like I have zero rear grip. Which is wild, because I staggered this setup to be understeery in every way possible, knowing it would be this way. I just don't know what to do. Such a bummer that we lost the coin flip there on strategy. It really does pay to be the #1 driver. It pays to be the teammate that's ahead in the field. So that's my responsibility. It's not the team's responsibility. I haven't done enough to prove that yet. And races like this aren't gonna help. Hey, look, it's a skating rink, and I'm skating.
Rainfall to worsen soon. Heavy rain predicted in 5 minutes' time.
Hey, that's what we need to keep an eye on. Because when does it transition to the full wets? And as I predicted, we are going to be short on fuel because of the rain. We got no rear grip anyway, so I might as well leave it and lean for a bit. At least these cars aren't completely running away from us up ahead. I'm certainly not gaining either. That's where I always struggle in the rain here. Luckily, there's enough places that I do all right with to make up for it. I hope to have a good strategy on the full wets, but you remember from Silverstone how much of a difference there is between the times I can run in full wet versus what they can run in full wet. So this might just be another ugly showing here. That's a pretty sporty lap. Actually made up some ground. I think the track conditions match the tires better now, so they're not overheating.
Our data shows the tyres are okay right now. We anticipate good levels of grip for the next few laps at least.
Again, just listening in. Not making any of his own judgment calls. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just heard Big Thunder flap in real life. This one might get screwed by rain in more ways than one.
You coping okay in this weather? We're watching the amount of standing water on the road. For now, we think it's safe to stay with the Inter.
I wouldn't say I'm coping. I think I'm in the a different stage of grief at the moment, Jeff. Does feel like the rain has picked up here, but that could be the mist too, because I'm closer to these guys.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
thanks. That's because I've been leaning in lead mix to save the rear tires.
A new strategy is available on the MFT. Got that confirmed.
I don't understand what he was asking there. I guess he was just saying don't pit? I don't know. I have no idea what that call was for. I about slammed into Butler trying to figure it out. Oh yeah. That's more than mist. That's heavy rain. Box this lap.
We can't take you right now. Pit in next lap.
No, there's no choice. It's just starting to downpour. All I can do is hope that a bunch of cars in front of me. Oh, they're gonna be slow. And we're gonna get held.
Exit now. We're racing
I
on
would
the
if you'd
exit.
let me.
Go, go, go.
All we gotta do is hope that a bunch of cars had to stay out and they're gonna struggle like mad.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
That did lose us even more ground though. This forecast has been so wrong though, it's not impossible that this could dry out again in this race. This forecast, I mean, this rain has been absolutely nowhere near the time they said it would be. And this is some heavy rain. Teammate in the pits again.
Sebastian is in the pits.
He messed up. He went to inners again. The fool. It's gonna be a terrible day for Ferrari, though. Neither one of us is gonna score great points. Yeah, I think a bunch of cars went to inners on accident. He's still ahead of me, unfortunately, even with the extra stop. We are only sitting P8. I certainly want to gain some spots. I certainly want to be as close to Vettel as possible, or in front of him. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. But I do feel a little bit better on the wets here than I did at Silverstone. I think because it approached mid-race instead of at the beginning. Makes it play out a lot differently. Boy, that sound. If you didn't have to pee before, you do now. Said stuck behind a lot of cars. Hopefully that remains to be the case. It's real hard to pass in the rain because you get off the dry lane and That's just standing water out there. I'd like to say I'm closing on Butler. I don't know that I am, but I'd like to say that I am. It sounded like a Mitch Hedberg joke. Lost all the gains right there. My gains! My beautiful gains. We're getting some here and there, though. In the puddles, in the puddles. Gotta do better than that. Got to do better than that. The grass probably has more grip at this point. There's sections of the track where I can do things that they won't do and gain time. The frustrating thing is they will never walk out of line. They will never overdrive a turn. They'll never get into the puddles. Versus I will. There's just no getting around it.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
That would be a plus right now, Jeff. We're getting somewhere with this. We gotta do better down here. Let's brake a bit earlier. Fortunately, Vettel's making moves. Still gotta get more.
Don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of
Oh,
heavy
okay.
rain.
So this is it. This is the rest of the race. Did he just pass all of those cars in one turn? You're kidding me. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Boy, it's raining so hard down here, I can't see where the dry lane is. And in the mist, I can't even see where the turns are. I think we're starting to lose the dry lane, actually. It might just be the mist giving me that impression, though. A little bit of a tone here. I don't know how useful that is, but it's there.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
I mean, it's still pissing down rain, so I think so. I don't know that I'm ever going to get around any of these cars.
on Hulkenberg. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Hopefully he's ahead of us. I don't think he is, though. This is the closest I've been. But where the heck are they even? I can't do what they do there. Like, they're able to turn as sharp as ever there. When I do that, the front wheels just slide and slide and slide. I'm gonna pass anybody, it's gotta be on the straightaways. It's just my only chance. Can you guys see all right? 'Cause I can't. Where even is this turn? Oh, hi. Oh, of course. Of course. How? How could he stick the inside there? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how that's physically possible.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long
Can't
to
see
turn
the
the engine
freaking
down.
turn. It's gotten real bad. Have to line it up again. Jesus. Oh, it won't be this lap. Oh, they're fighting still. See, if there were any logic in this, I would be able to gain on those two while they're doing that. Because there's just no way in the rain like that, two cars could go side by side and not lose time. It's impossible. It's hard to do that in the dry. Don't get me wrong, I love the rain. I love that we race in the rain. I think that's super cool. I just want a little bit of fairness added in. Is all. It's a good thing I don't drink. This series would make me an alcoholic. If I could get around these two, I would feel so much better about the point situation. Looks like Seb's gonna get a few more positions here.
We predict this heavy rain to ease up in around 15 minutes time.
Race will be entirely over then, so you can just shut up. Closest I've been in a while, but I don't think it's close enough. But if I can get one of them at a time, I think it'd be a lot easier. Shove him off into the wet stuff. He's not gonna have any of it, but it's what I'm gonna have to do. It's the only way. Don't give it back. Alright, at least I've proven to myself I can do it once. I said don't give it back, Cone. Gap him in turn one if you can. Yes, that's what I needed. Unfortunately, Norris has managed to get himself up further towards other cars, so he's got himself a draft that I don't have right now. Hopefully he'll get boxed in a bit too. We can try to catch back up.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I can't even begin to explain to you the level of grip I've had on the steering wheel this whole time. There goes Vettel for more positions. I think that's Leclerc up there too. I might lose second spot in the points. We can't get at least one more. And blind time. Vetteled it. Son of a... Drove a perfect race, too. I drove a perfect race till then.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
That's heartbreaking. I put in such a good drive too. I just could not get it to slow down. What a heartbreaker. I mean, it was a heartbreaker from the start, but still. No points now, right? Yeah, there's Grosjean. Oh, that puts us 10th. There's Hamilton behind us. Let's see if we can get that single point again, I guess. Ah, man.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
What a bummer. No, there's a turn here, Cone. Goodbye, single point. So heartbroken, I couldn't remember where I was on track. I don't think it was that worsening conditions or anything, or I don't know. I don't know what happened. It just didn't slow down there like I expected it to. I really do feel like I suddenly have very, very little grip, but we did go for a couple big slides.
We should see a transition to light rain in around 10 minutes' time.
Thank you for the continued useless updates. Could you move, water droplet? I need to see exactly right there. We are going to have our work cut out for us for the rest of this season. Vettel's going to start to gap us now. I don't think he'll be more than a race distance apart from us, but this is not the part of the season where we want to start seeing a gap develop between us. Luckily, that's Leclerc behind us, so he's also out of the points today.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
I bet you some people think I'm just like putting my foot to the floor right there and that's why it's getting sideways. Not true. That's like 2% throttle. I saw somebody who was like, oh, you need one of those signs that says no throttle till wheel is straight. That doesn't happen. That might be something that you think you tell somebody how to drive in the rain. But that's not how Formula One works. There's no time for that shit. You gotta go. There's no, pardon me, I need to be pointed straight before I accelerate. And these cars don't turn with a crap if you're off the gas too. That's a big factor. Not angry at you, just angry. Not close enough. Not close enough. Verstappen wins for Racing Point. A point is what we are not going to receive today.
Okay, some information on Sainz. They're retiring from the race.
I got a penalty too. Oh man. Amount of gas. What a bummer. What a bummer.
Not good enough. Not good enough at all. Let's push harder next time, okay?
If I push any harder, this pedal's going through the floor.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive.
He got to
with
the
veterans
podium?
of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we
that makes me
and after
sick.
this round of the World Championship.
Makes me
here's
sick.
how things look in the drivers' table. Sebastian Vettel will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day,
Ouch.
I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue
already
to extend the
did.
gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile,
Oh man, that was a mess. I knew it was gonna be a mess. I expected nothing else out of it, but I'm still disappointed because I just drove so well considering how crappy of a situation I was put in, and then gave it all away. Just gave it away. Disappointed that once again the game just decided, like, you lose, by the way, with the strategy stuff. But beyond that, I'm just disappointed in myself. I don't know if there's going to be any highlights worth noting here. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm proud of the drive I put in. I feel like I was punching above my belt there for a little while. But if you punch above your belt for too long, that belt's gonna whip you. And it did. And it did. There's the rain. I can't believe the speed Vettel had here. That was wild. Absolutely wild. I don't think there's been a single pass that we've seen in this replay yet. Whoa! That was worth seeing. There's quite a few of those. Boop. That was when I was messing with the strategy stuff. Here we go. Look at him just pushing me back over. I think it's the only successful pass I made the whole race. I'm gonna show my last stupid spin too. Nope, just me out of fuel. Bum. Well, we'll keep trying. It's the best I can do. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.